This is Xavier with Notebooks.com. We're talking to Samir Bhavnani from Current Analysis West about the new Dragon from HP, the 20-inch entertainment notebook. We got a hold of one of these to use overnight. We're going to be blogging from it for the next couple of days. What do you think about this monster?
Well, obviously it's one of the largest notebooks that we've ever seen. As you can see, it's one of the more innovative platforms that we've seen because the screen actually detaches from the traditional lid, so you can rotate it based on where you're sitting.
So, the product managers, the HP execs, they seem pretty excited about this, but my concern is that this is a pricing machine. It's $3,000 at the minimum, goes upwards of $4,000 once you load it up with the HD drives and 4 gigs of RAM and 500 gig hard drive. Yeah. What's the market like for this? You talk to people every day about this stuff.
Yes, so Xavier, you bring a good point. Obviously, it's a pricey item, and there's no question about it. But the market is obviously, there's early adopters going to be looking at this. This piece for HP is going to serve as what we call, basically, it's a halo product, which is it's a showcase type of item. So it's going to be people like gamers, people who are on the sort of the bleeding edge of entertainment and technology who are going to be purchasing this system. And in reality, when this thing is sitting on the end cap at a Best Buy, they're not going to sell a ton of units. They will sell a bunch of them that they have on stock. But this is going to sell a ton of 14 and 15-inch notebooks for HP and Compaq.
Now, we've been comparing this to the M2010 from Dell, the XPS notebook. It was the first 20.1. We saw that at CES in, 2006?
Yep.
And that one hasn't sold too well.
Well, if you look at this system, just solely on the basis of the channels of distribution that HP has compared to Dell, I'll bet you that this system sells 2 or 3 times as much as Dell's XPS, for the simple reason that people are going to actually get a chance to touch and feel this and see how the hinge works and see how the thing opens up and closes. The Dell system is an amazing system. I've seen it, I've used it, I've held it, but nobody else outside of the industry has actually played with that Dell system. People may have read about it, but people can't actually see what it's like. They can't see that, this has a unique kind of remote control that you can detach and take out and control the system with. So you get a real good idea for what HP's done with the design and the interface. The challenge with the Dell system is that very few people outside of the industry have actually seen it.
Now, who's going to buy this?
This system is, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be early adopters who are going to buy this system. Some gamers will buy this system. But like I said, the goal for HP isn't to sell hundreds and thousands of units. It's to showcase what they can do with technology. As time goes by, this form factor might move more into a more traditional desktop replacement type of system. HP's probably thinking that in the long term, a form factor like this might eventually replace the traditional desktop chassis that you would have.
And I mean, it is pretty much a desktop in a notebook's body. You've got the eSATA ports, you've got dual hard drives. It's a lot of characteristics that you...
This is as desktop as a notebook can get. I mean, you can barely even pick the thing up. And it's a 15-pound system. There's not really a handle with it. So
not to mention the power brick.
Not to mention that
where is that? We've got that around here somewhere.
This thing would go through that window here.
That's about the size of my ultra portable notebook right there.
It really is. And this thing in itself probably weighs 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's a 180-watt power adapter.
It's unbelievable.
That's a desktop power adapter.
But this system does have about, I think, 90 minutes or so of battery life.
Which isn't a whole lot, but it's enough to do a little bit, take it out of its normal resting place.
It's plenty. You might move this from one room to another room. That's about as far as you go. But this thing isn't going to go through the airport X-ray anytime soon.
And one thing we noticed about it is that, unlike the Dell, it does not have a detachable keyboard and doesn't have a handle.
No. If I were to do a little bit of a constructive criticism on this, the thing that HP missed out on was the carrying case or some kind of handle where you could take it, you could close it, and you could lift it, and you can go. And that's, in my mind, this is, not everyone can lift a 16-pound system.
No, and we'll be posting a photo of one of the booth models trying to hold this, and she simply physically could not lift it up. We had to have her prop it up against a table.
I'd be happy to help her carry it, though.
Well, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for taking a look at the HGX from HP.
Thanks a lot, Xavier.